Hi friends, it's Stan at SEMO again. I have got a really interesting thought for you to think. What does it mean to be full? I know sometimes you think, oh, I can't eat another bite because my tummy is so full. But did you know that full can mean different things at different times? I'm going to illustrate that point today using these materials: a clear glass vase, some river stones, some sand, and some water. We'll begin first by asking, do you think this container is full? Well, in actuality, it is. It's full of air, but we can't see air, so we perceive it as being empty. The first step I'll do today is I'll take this river rock and I'll put it inside the clear vase and essentially fill it up. Let's begin. Now you have to be very careful because glass breaks and stones break glass. So we have to be very careful when we put them in. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Stan, it looks like the container is going to be full. And you would be right. But only partially right. These stones actually came from the Ohio River in a process known as dredging. They have to take out the center of the river to make it deeper so that barges and boats can go through the river without meeting any resistance from the bottom of the river. And so we've done kind of a couple of different things here. We've recycled some natural materials, and we've also conducted an experiment. So I say, as I look at this, it certainly looks full, doesn't it? But let's try something different. Let's add some colored sand. Oh, isn't this interesting? The sand flows to the bottom of the container. And what we find is that the more sand we pour in, the more space we realize that we had to begin with. It works almost like an hourglass. And now, as you can see, the sand has filled in the empty spaces where the rocks were. Now I know what you're asking. Isn't it full now? Well, that's a really good question. I think if we were actually able to get a microscope on this, we'd see lots of air inside, so space still exists. So now I'm going to take our good friend water and pour into the vase as well. And though it takes longer than the sand to go all the way to the bottom, it also moves into the empty spaces and creates more of a filling effect. Now, it didn't take much water at all to fill this container because the sand is so tightly packed. But in reality, I could get at least one of these containers in there if I had enough time to show you. And what that demonstrates is that space all around us is actually empty unless we fill it. In space, we call that a void. And actually, we call the term of the space in between items in this vase, we call those voids as well. So we have taken different materials and demonstrated that being full can mean lots of different things. In fact, as the water begins to pour into the vase, you can start to see it spread, and it's filling in those voids. I think being full is actually a good thing. It kind of reminds me that I don't have to eat a whole pizza, I can just eat a slice. I hope you've learned something today, and I hope to see you really soon.